All right, guys, what's going on? Jamie here, back with another video. We're going to go through a couple of updates here, talk about these miners, show you what these contracts are doing. Very, very surprising to me that none of them have really dumped as of yet. Pleasantly surprised, of course. And then we'll take a blast from the past look at Axion. Haven't really looked at Axion in quite a while, but a few people have messaged me. The migration over to the Polygon network is finally complete. So for me, I haven't really looked at Axion, partly because the Ethereum gas fees were just astronomical. For me to stake or unstake, it was just like a couple of $100. It just wasn't worth it for me to do it. So I just kind of left it there. But now that it's on Polygon, the fees will be very, very minimal. Not that the Polygon network is perfect. Obviously, you guys know it's a pretty laggy and clunky network. However, the fees are very, very minimal. So I can go back and unstake and go back and look at what I got there. So, I mean, admittedly, I haven't really looked into all the updates and I haven't really looked into Axion in quite a while, but we'll take a quick look at it here, show you what my stakes look like. I haven't looked, so we'll be looking at this together. And then, talk about some random stuff. Anyway, that being said, everything I talk about on my channels, you guys probably already know, is for entertainment purposes only. You should never take financial advice from a stranger on YouTube. Always do your own research. Always do your own due diligence. If you want to get in on anything I talk about on my channel or crypto in general, only put in what you can afford to lose, guys. Okay, risk capital only, because things can go sideways pretty quick in this space, as you guys probably already know. So that being said, let's jump into this. Of course, follow me on Telegram if you haven't already. I'll leave a link for that down below. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon and all that good stuff. So big news right here. Bitcoin all-time high. A new all-time high was hit yesterday. As you can see here, it's sitting at 64,477. Yeah, pretty insane. Congratulations to you guys that are holding Bitcoin. Obviously there's people that differ in opinion. Some people like Bitcoin, some people don't, and they're into more of the altcoins, and I get it, right? Like for me, I hold a pretty big bag of Bitcoin. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I hold a pretty big bag of Bitcoin, and I'm always acquiring more and more Bitcoin, because even though the percentages aren't super duper high, I mean, it is the king of all of the coins, right? All of the the king of crypto. So for me, it's like holding digital gold. It's not going to spike. You're not going to see, you're not going to see 10%, whatever, 10%, 20%, 30% days for the most part. It'll pretty much hold its value. Of course, it'll dip. It'll go through, corrections and so forth and so on. But for the most part, if you look at year over year, it's just grown, and it's been it's been very, very solid. And of course, I hold different altcoins as well, because I do like to get these 20 and 30% days, and that's where all of these other coins come in. So we'll talk about that some other time. Hex looking really, really nice. Ethereum just under 4,000. So market's looking pretty good. Let's jump into these miners. I didn't really pull up Drip here, but Drip is at $15 and something. Don't know the exact, but it's around $15 and change. So price of Drip holding up pretty nice. Yeah, we're all kind of just waiting to see what happens here with this new farm, and pretty excited, myself included. Very, very excited about the farm, and more for me, more so the miner, because again, these miners have proven themselves to not drain. They've even though some of them have decreased quite a bit from where they were as far as the all-time high in the contract, none of them have dropped down and plummeted like a rock. They're all kind of decreasing slowly and slowly, but the good thing for that is we can still interact with these contracts, right? So you see here, this one here has been out for what, 7 months, and you can see the contract is still at 5,154, not where it was as far as the all-time high in the contract. I think it was at 7,000 BNB and change. But you can see here, it's not plummeting like the typical ROI contracts that we've seen in the market over the last year or two. The algorithm inside of these miners keeps them alive, even though the daily percentage drops. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Me personally, I'm okay with that, because Again, as long as these things are working and the contracts are working and we can withdraw, I'm good. I'm good, right? So this one here doing its thing, the OG BNB Miner finance. Let's take a quick look at Cake. This is the Cake, the auto compounding one that came out 10% a day. This one here is still doing its thing. I think there's, yeah, just shy of 100 grand in the contract, which is good. Again, this is not going to drop, assuming there's no exploits or there's no backdoor in the contracts. And from what I understand, there isn't. These things aren't going to drop. As a matter of fact, if you get into them now, you could be buying miners at a much cheaper rate than people who got in, before you. Now, I'm not saying to get in now. Obviously, the best time to get in on these things is when they're brand spanking new, first day, preferably when they first come out, first hour or two. I try to, put stuff out, when they first come out. That is the very best time to get in on them. However, those of you guys that are degen, you want to buy these miners on the cheap, a lot of times it's when these contracts are decreasing. But that being said, you can see here that this thing is working. And when people withdraw, 25% does go back into the contract. This one here made by the same people, 10% a day. This is the ADA miner that came out, as you can see here. About 59,181. The alt, I think it hit about 60,000 and change. So this one isn't dropping as well. Okay, it didn't hit 100 grand plus like the Cake one. It went up to about 60,000 plus, and then it's kind of been hovering right here. So again, these things, assuming there's no exploit in the contract or anything like that, these things do not drain, which is awesome. Awesome stuff here. Because we can just go around every day and just interact with these contracts. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm in like 20 plus of these things, and I just go around, every day, just either looking at them, withdrawing, compounding, doing whatever I'm doing with them. And it's awesome, right? So a lot of you guys have been able to create a passive income with these, especially if you get in early. Can't emphasize that enough. But yeah, the 81 here is doing good. BUSD farm. This is another one here that's been doing well. 651,000. Again, it's not draining and plummeting like a rock. Obviously, it has decreased from the $1 million. It had $1 million worth of BUSD in it at one point. It's decreased quite a bit, but again, it's been pretty holding steady. It's so slow the way it decreases. Again, as long as we're able to withdraw from them, I'm good, right? So BUSD farm doing its thing. Crypto egg, this one here has been out for a couple of months as well. 971 BNB still in the contract. Got about half a BNB in here. But this one here has been out for a couple of months as well. BUSD Miner, this one came out 12% a day when it first started. This one still has well over $100,000 worth of BUSD in it. So again, these things are just, they're just doing their thing. Cake Miner, this is the original Cake Miner. When it first started out, it was at 3%. Again, this one here has been holding pretty nice as well. Okay, I think the all-time high for this was 1 million and change. It's now sitting at about 928,000. But again, just like all of these other miners, they're not plummeting, which is awesome. I get to just keep interacting with them. And yeah, it's just spitting out cake every single day, right? ADA miner, this one here was ultra profitable. Still doing really good, right? 114,000 ADA. With this one here, same people who made the Cardano miner made the XRP miner. This one here has been very, very good to a lot of people as well. 110,000 plus XRP still in the contract. By the way, all these tokens, it's on BSC, guys. A lot of you guys have messaged me saying, hey, how do I put my ADA from, my Exodus wallet or from my whatever wallet? How do I put it into the miner? All of this stuff has to be on BSC, guys. So you got to go to PancakeSwap and get the, ADA or XRP or what have you. You have to get it on BSC because these are all on the Binance Smart Chain network, right? So just want to make that clear. Shiba, Shiba Inu, this one here is still doing its thing, 68,000 still left in the contract. CNS, this one here, we've done pretty well with this. There's still 21.7 million CNS in the contract as well. SafePal, this one here is still doing its thing. Started off at 12%. Obviously, it's not paying 12% now. But again, the contract isn't, plummeting. It's, it's either leveled or decreasing little by little. There's 3,400 plus SafePal still left in the contract. BTC, the BTC miner, 2.775 BTC still in the contract. Again, with the price of BTC pumping, this one here has been a pretty, pretty good miner to be in. And then this one here, well, this is not a miner, this is Rex, obviously. So some of you guys are waiting for Rex, myself included. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. I have, enough invested into this to want to be interested and hopefully, see it succeed. So we're going to see what happens. Yeah, some of you guys have mentioned that you're definitely jumping into the new one or the next one. We'll see what happens here, but I'm definitely interested. I'm keeping a loose eye on it because, again, I'm invested enough to be interested. Rex right here. This is the Rex miner. This one here has been going nuts because I guess, what is there really else to do with your Rex? You're not just going to hold it in your wallet. Well, some of you guys might, but why not put it in? And because the contract is still growing, this one is paying out 3%, I believe. So I'm going to probably throw a bunch in here. We'll see. I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens. I'm, keeping an eye on the Telegram, seeing if there's anything new that comes out, any new information. But yeah, you can see here I have about 10.6 million Rex here just sitting in my wallet. I'll probably throw a bunch of it in here. We'll see. But this one here about to hit 1 billion Rex in the contract. Sounds like a lot. It's really not worth much. So when you convert it to dollars, it's not that big of a deal. But you're earning, a percentage, a daily percentage on the amount of Rex you have. So price increases a little bit. We'll see down the road. If you're holding a big amount of it, it might, it might be a, interest. It might be interesting, right? We'll just say that. But that's we'll have to wait and see. This one here, let's check out the Cake Infinity miner. Let's see how much is in the contract here. So there's still just under 13,000 cake in the contract. So this one here again, these are holding up pretty nice. Let's switch over to Matic real quick and take a look at the Hex miner. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the Hex miner. Right, so the Hex miner still has 741,000 Hex in it in the contract. So yeah, this one here has been doing its thing. It's working perfectly fine. Some of you guys might have had some issues with seeing your balance, seeing the contract balance, maybe withdrawing. I don't really think it's with the contract. I think it's more of a network thing. Because again, like I said, the Polygon network is a little bit clunky. So yeah, just wait a while, try again later. Or you can, do the new what is it? The thing in your wallet. Anyway, I don't want to get into that on this. I just want to keep it moving and talk a little bit more about Axion, because that's on the Polygon network now. But yeah, before we do that, here's the ETH miner, 22.657 ETH still in the contract. And then last but not least, the Tron miner. Let me see, am I even logged into my wallet? No, I'm not. Okay, so this one here has 512,000 TRX. So yeah, this one is still doing its thing. We got into this pretty early. Yeah, so this one here is doing really, really well. So anyway, real quick, Axion, some of you guys, this is a blast from the past. Haven't really talked about Axion in ages. Because like I said, the Ethereum gas fees have just been crazy. It wasn't even worth it, because for me to unstake my stake, it was charging me like $400 or $500 just to unstake my stakes. that were completed and matured, and it was just like, man, this is crazy. It just eats into the profit. All these fees just eat into the profit. So they've migrated, not fully migrated, to the Polygon network. And as you can see here, let me go to portal. This is what the portal looks like. It looks pretty similar, but again, everything is, migrated over onto Polygon. Let me see. Let me just see here. Okay. All right. So again, I haven't looked at this in a minute. Yeah, it's been a really, really bumpy road. For those of you guys that were in on Hex 2, was it Hex 2T or Hex 2, then Hex 2T, then it became Axion, they decided recently to switch over to Polygon. But yeah, you can see here everything is pretty clear. This is how much Axion I have here in this wallet. Liquid dividends, because they pay out wrap BTC dividends. Got about 2,800 worth of wrap BTC that I can withdraw here. Again, I couldn't do this before when it was on Ethereum. Well, I could, but the fees were so ridiculous. There's some stakes. I have 10 matured stakes here. Oops. I have 10 matured stakes here that are just kind of sitting. Again, they were just sitting there because I just didn't want to unstake them. Now I can come back in and stake, or unstake rather, or restake. I can unstake or restake. Again, these Axion stakes, you're not gonna, like these miners are paying out 3%, 10%, 12%. Even when they're decreasing, they're paying out 1%. Drip pays out 1% a day. You're not going to get that daily percentage with these Axion stakes. But again, it's just, something you can have running in the background. So yeah, a lot of you guys are holding or were holding Axion, or maybe like me, you just kind of had them sitting there because you didn't want to play on the Ethereum network because of the fees. Now you can actually come back and check out your stakes, check out your bag, see what's going on. Like right now, I'll probably come in here and see what's happening here off video. Of course, I'm not going to do it here, but I'm going to see what's happening and maybe just take this and just stake them again. Might as well, right? I'm in total profit with this. Like a lot of you guys, have been in profit with this. So we're we're way in profit. So all of this here, all these stakes are just kind of house money, play money. So even though the percentage or the APR isn't super duper high, you just kind of put them in and just let it run, right? Because yeah, look, I got 19, almost 20% of APR on this. This one here paid out 40%, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad, considering all things considering. I mean, could you go to your bank and get 20% APR just for setting money aside in an account? Probably not, right? So this is just house money, man. We'll just kind of let it sit there. But I am glad that it's on the Polygon network, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Polygon network. The fact that these fees aren't going to be so crazy and insane, yeah, it'll definitely, at least for me, make me more interested in coming back and taking a look at this. Here's what Axion is doing. Obviously, with it moving to Polygon, there's probably going to be a pump, and in fact, it's 14%, not too bad. Another platform, guys, blast from the past. I haven't talked about in months, but I do have quite a bit of it. Buys up 12% right now. Again, we're in total profit with this as well. We've sold what we've put in. So this is just profit. Right now I have about $500,000 worth of buys staked. I staked it on the first of the month or first of the year, January 1st. So it's 10/20 right now. So half of it is about to mature in about, I don't know, 2 months. I staked it for a year. The other half, probably I think another 6 months because I staked that for a year and a half. But yeah, let me see here. This one I just kind of have running in the background. I don't even look at it. Yeah, it's about $260,000 worth of Ys that I'm staking over several different wallets. You can see here, this is a wallet that I have. See, let me switch over to Matic, not Matic, Ethereum. This is on Ethereum. I don't know what the fees are going to be when I unstake these bad boys, so we'll have to deal with that at that point. But yeah, you can see just in this wallet, I have about 330,000 Ys staked. So I have a bunch over a couple of different wallets, but yeah, these are just kind of doing their thing in the background while we're getting into these different miners and getting into the farms, and we got drip running in the background. There's so many ways you can make money in crypto, guys. It's crazy. And with this bull run that we're kind of seeing, right? Because I still think we're yet to see, the big bull run. But Bitcoin doing its thing. It's a if you're not making money in crypto right now, it's probably because you're not willing to take a risk, which is fine because risk taking is not for everything. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I have a pretty high tolerance for risk. But if you're not making money in crypto right now, it's probably because you're just not willing to take a risk. And again, that's okay too, because risk isn't for everybody. Not telling you to take a risk, obviously. Do what you want to do. It's your funds. But for me, I'm willing to take a risk because there's just way too much opportunity out here. And sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I keep it moving at all times. That being said, yeah, getting into these NFTs, I'll probably do another video on NFTs, thinking about creating another channel just for NFTs. But yeah, this video's gone way too long already. We'll talk about NFTs at another point, but it's another big money maker. This is the future, guys. I think NFTs are definitely the future, guys. You'd be crazy not to at least be looking into them, even though you may not understand it fully, like myself. Look into them because there's crazy, crazy, crazy money to be made in it. Anyway, that being said, guys, check out the links down below. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Telegram, all that good stuff, of course. All of this is risky. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm a crazy risk taker. Only put in what you can afford to lose if you decide to get in. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.